Hey there, friends. I hope your summer is off to a great start. Tell you mine is. I've been extremely busy. Uh, but today I want to share some changes that are coming to Ancient City Craftworks that I hope you're going to be as excited about as I am. So, first of all, let's talk about space. Normally, I'm on the other side of the wall, and that's where I have my hand tools, and that's where I record most of my videos. Today, I'm out here in the main shop where I do my power tool woodworking. There's a couple of reasons why I don't do hand tools out here. Uh, Number one is lighting. All I've got is the overhead fluorescent lights, which are not very good for my aging eyes. I need more task lighting. I get better lighting over there. But the main reason is I live in Florida, and Florida during the summer is hot, as you know, and the power tool side of the things isn't air conditioning. I do have air conditioning across the wall over here, but I don't have air conditioning out here in the main thing. So my challenge is, though, on the other side of the wall is everything is pretty well space constrained. Uh, the rooms, I actually have two rooms here. This room is my office, so I've got a desk in there. I've got that's where I do a lot of video editing and things like that. This side over here is the actual hand tool shop, and again, it's a very nice room. The problem is both of these rooms are very narrow, very long, which makes them very convenient for office space, but not very convenient for doing hand tool woodworking. The biggest change that's happening right now is this space that I'm standing in is going to be transformed into the hand tool shop and a classroom. So if you look from this corner, restroom is down that way, but if you look from this corner right here all the way to the far wall, that is 20 feet. So from that corner over there all the way over here to this wall is 20 feet. Right now I have a piece of warehouse shelving, warehouse racking uh, right here, and I've got 10 feet from that wall to here. That's not going to be quite enough, so I'm going to take this racking and I'm going to move it that way another 2 feet. And what that's going to leave me with is a space that is 12 feet across and 20 feet long. Uh, Actually, going to completely enclose the room. It's going to be an insulated wall, insulated ceiling, put in some shop lights to give more light right on the work surface. And already have the first load of materials for that, so construction is going to start probably this week. So really excited about that. Now, what that's going to allow me to do is in this space, I'm going to be able to have multiple child size workbenches. So I'm not quite sure how I'm going to arrange it. I've been playing with a few different things, but I can have at least, the way I calculated, I can have 6 to 8 child size workbenches right here in this space. What I've got right here is a large assembly table. It's 36 inches wide, 72 inches long. Uh, and this is going to be more for adult-oriented type things. So kids hand tool woodworking down at that end, more adult woodworking down here, but there's no reason that the two can't intermix, and I can flex the space as needed. But probably the biggest challenge I'm going to have with this is connecting this to the air conditioning unit up there in the loft area. That's where the ductwork is. I've never done ductwork like that before, so I'm going to need to find somebody that can help me at least get me started to be able to put the ductwork out here. So this is going to give me a 12-foot by 20-foot classroom slash hand tool woodworking station. So very excited about that. I tell you, that's really got me pumped up. I've been playing with this idea now for over a year, but slow to make a decision, but once I make a decision, fast to take action on it. So we're going to get started on that this week. That's going to really change the dynamic here. It's going to let me have more students in the building. It's also going to let me do a broader range of classes. So anyway, just really pumped about that. If you can't tell, that's got me pretty excited. All right, so the next change that's coming that you need to be aware of, if you've been watching my videos, you know that I talk a lot about Sloyd. And talking about Sloyd is great for people who understand Sloyd. And a lot of woodworkers, you've heard the term Sloyd, you've heard of the teacher's handbook of Sloyd, you know what those basic concepts are, but what I am hearing from people out in the marketplace is when I talk about Sloyd, they have no idea what I'm talking about. But when I talk about woodworking for kids, then the light bulbs go off. They really get uh, interested in that. So what you're going to hear or see on my website and my YouTube channel and things like that is I'm going to de-emphasize the term Sloyd and give a greater emphasis to phrases like woodworking for children. That doesn't mean the program changes. All it means is that I'm going to put it more in a language that the people can understand and hopefully get a better response for that. Okay, so change number one, we're going to actually have a larger air-conditioned classroom that's going to comfortably hold at least 8 students, possibly as many as 12. Change number two, we're going to focus on terms like woodworking education for kids rather than Sloyd, but we are not abandoning the Sloyd principles and the aims of Sloyd and things like that. We're hopefully making it a little bit more relevant. So what that brings us to then is change number three. And this is where I really hope to get some feedback from some of my regular listeners, viewers, or even anybody that's brand new to the channel. I have been working on my website. I am not promoting it yet. The website is live, but I am not promoting it. I'm not putting it out for general consumption yet because I'm still working on it. But I want to share with you what I've come up with for now in terms of this education for kids. So let's take a look at the website. But this was, as I said, de-emphasizing the term Sloyd and going with woodworking education for kids. And this is a guided program for kids to learn the skills that they need. So here I've got a kind of a history of Sloyd and where I got the idea from. But the method of learning and aims of Sloyd. So the aims of Sloyd comes right out of the literature by Otto Saloman. So I didn't come up with that. Those are his words, but I really like that, and I like the aims of Sloyd. But in terms of the method, what we want to focus on, as they focused in Sloyd, is project-based learning, increasing skill levels. So each project that they get is going to have an increasing or a new skill added to it. Increasing complexity. So we're getting more complex projects, self-paced and independent, meaning that every young woodworker is going to be working at their own pace. So I took the principles of Sloyd and the method of Sloyd, and I put it in a little bit more modern language, but it really does stay true to the principles and methods that Otto Saloman published back in the 1890s. So just a little bit different spin on it, but it's the same principles. Here's an area where I differ from Otto Saloman. He has the program basically starting from about first grade, what we would call first grade or second grade, going all the way through the end of high school. And it's a series of 50 different projects in increasing complexity, but it's designed to be a multi-year program. So what I've done is kind of distilled it down into 3 distinct programs. The first one is called The Apprentice. And I got this from the Joiner and the Cabinet Maker, published in the early 1800s, and they talked about the apprentice system. So I have 10 projects that are associated with the apprentice. And again, they are complexity, growing complexity, but a kid is expected to do all 10 projects. I am not going to review each of the projects here. There is going to be a link to the website, so I really would like your opinion on that. But 10 projects that are the apprentice, and the expectation is that they're buying the projects. They are not buying time, meaning some kids can probably get this done in 10 weeks. Other kids might need 15 or 18 weeks, whatever it is. But the idea is the kids need to complete all 10 of these projects before they move to the next section. Okay, so as I was thinking about this, I was kind of thinking about how they do it in martial arts. You start off with a white belt, go to a yellow belt. uh, I don't even know what all the belt colors are, but there is a progression where you start at the very lowest, you learn all of that, you are promoted to the next belt, learn that, promoted, so forth and so on. So I'm thinking the same way, that we start with the apprentice, and when they have completed all of the apprentice stuff, then they get promoted into the next section, which is called, in my case, the journey. All right, the journey. The journey is taken from the old title of journeyman. I thought about using journey girl, journey gal, journey kid, all that kind of stuff. Just none of that really kind of rolled off the tongue. So I'm just sticking with the journey. So they are in the process of becoming a journeyman, if you will. That's where they're not going to learn more complex things like sliding rabbets, dovetails, single and multiple dovetails, recessing hinges, things like that. So, and again, we have 10 courses or 10 projects that they are expected to complete. And once they complete all of those projects, whether that's in 10 weeks or 20 weeks, it doesn't matter. Once they complete those projects, then they get bumped up to what I'm calling now the joiner. Okay? So in the old joiner and cabinet maker, once you finished your apprenticeship, you became a journeyman, and after you became a journeyman, for a while you could open your own shop as a joiner. It's kind of where I got all these names from. So if you look there, you notice I don't have all the projects in there. That's why I'm saying this thing is under construction. This is not ready for prime time yet. But I am looking for feedback from the group. What do you think about this? Is this is this a good idea? I've never seen anybody with an approach exactly like this. So I'm pretty excited about it, but at the same time, I'm realistic enough to know that we got a lot of smart people out there that can give me some advice one way or the other. So let me know what you think. Drop a comment down below, hit me up on Instagram or whatever you want. I really would like to know your ideas. So I have one more level that I am considering doing, and that's called the master. So after you have been a joiner, you can then go off, open up your own shop, and then you become the master craftsman. So I am thinking about doing a master series where the young woodworkers pick their own projects. They don't do projects that I give them or that I have designed, but they pick their own project, and then under the watchful eye of a more experienced person, whether that's me or somebody else in the shop, they then execute their design, their project, things like that. So that would be called the master. Still debating that one. I'm not quite sure. So, wow, that's what's happening here at Ancient City Craftworks in St. Augustine, Florida. So, let me know what your thoughts are, good or bad. Just let me know what you think. What are your ideas? If you have any suggestions, comments, I would really, really love to hear that. And the idea is that we'll continue working on the program, getting things organized, and maybe by the fall or even next summer, ready to really launch this and promote it. So uh, peek into the future, a peek into my future at least. So I hope you enjoyed with it. Thank you for sticking with me. If you're interested in updates, because I will be posting on this a little bit, if you're interested in updates on the Sloyd program or woodworking education for kids, or if you're interested in updates on the progress of the shop as I am doing the remodel here, you might want to consider, liking, subscribing, all that kind of stuff, just to keep in touch. There's going to be a couple of videos coming up at the end that you might want to check out as well. That's certainly one of the best ways to support me and help me as I'm trying to grow this channel. All right. Friends, thank you very much. If you stuck with me this far, I really appreciate it. I am very grateful. And until next time, take care. God bless.